how can we increase our energy, Durran? And my response always, the human body is electricity. So I get this question a lot about, Durran, how do you have this energy to either travel and to do all the content and to run a business? Really as a solopreneur, but I do have a small team that assists me as well. Shout out to them. Hey, thank you, Ralph. But let's get into that because this is going to be a special edition talking about energy. How do we get that going? And so, what's up, everybody? This is Cage. And hey, this is 5 Minutes with Cage. It's a special edition. And we're going to talk about energy today. I think it's so important, like the health, And a lot of my content, as a side note, it comes from actual events throughout the week. So I'm not somebody that's just, I guess, maybe getting with an AI and just like, what should I do? So some of the stuff that I throw out there, you might wonder, where is it coming from? This is actual stuff. So, I'm in hundreds of coaching calls a month. I'm listening to so many conversations, reading so many transcripts. But one that happened recently was actually when I was in store and a couple guys were just, I would say, middle-aged. They're not old, not old people, but, people that I guess younger people would call us old, but, people that are in the 40s and 50s right now. This is a very important conversation that I'm having a lot of times. Crazy. All right, y'all are my age. But anyways, and one of the questions that came up is like, dude, you're always in here drinking this water. And they're making fun of me because they thought it was like, is it wine or something? If it was, yours truly would be like lit because I don't even drink like that no more. So like if I was coming into the store drinking wine, but focus back to it. And I said, no, it's water. And I only drink out of glass because, I don't want all the plastic and I get water and just keep refilling it in here. And then the other thing is I like green because it kind of reminds me of nature. I love nature. I love trees. And then also currently my son's program, ISD, shout out to them. I'm so different. Their colors are green. So, when I show up, I'm already, I'm representing some colors, but so it's got multiple meanings, but also to create that question about why are you always drinking water? And I want to talk about that because I'm going to base this on research and facts, but not just mine. One of my mentors, who he doesn't know that I call my mentor. Does anybody else call like some of their YouTube people in their book, their authors, mentors? I do. And it's Dr. Bobby Price. So shout out Dr. Bobby Price. If you watch this or you get this clip, maybe it's a short or something and you get tagged on it. But this is a book I would encourage every single one of you to read this to get some education. I mean, how much education do we really get on our bodies, our health, you know what I mean? Like, other than what in school, we're going to count that. What was that class called? Was it health, whatever? But anyways, I have a couple things that I want to share with you all that's helped me so much, maintain a really good body weight, not have to go to, a lot of doctor's visits and all that other stuff. And so, but the people that were asking me this, some people had high blood pressure, diabetes. And this, by the way, I'm not a health physician. So this is that disclaimer right now. And neither is this book saying that it's going to solve all that. But he is a doctor, so he has a little bit more credibility. But listen to some of the things that I have here. This is going to go over 5 minutes. I might as well can I extend this countdown? Like we ain't even call it 5 minutes with Cage now. Like I just bear with me, y'all, because this is important. I would leave if health and like talking about how to get your energy up and electricity is really not that important to you, I would really stop right now. And then you can just move on to something else because we're really going to get into some of the things that have helped me, that has helped a lot of people as well. And so we're going to get right into it. But one of the things first that he talked about when I said the human body is electric, it's right here. It's on page 146 when he talks about that. And I love this line. He says, Dr. Bobby says, our bodies run on electricity in the same fashion as any electrical appliance using an electrical chemical gradient of ions such as the sodium potassium pump to synthesize ATP energy. Translation, our bodies are electric, right? It's our energy. And so what we're putting in here is directly going to relate to our energy. Why am I bringing this up for our automotive industry and our leaders? Because so many of you are reaching out to me, either talking about depression, anxiety, I'm super tired. And this has some of the things that will assist with that, but it will not fix everything. Again, I'm not that person, right? Although I do feel like a therapist throughout the week, and that's okay because some leaders, I reach out to them and I've got to have a little session. You know what I'm saying? So we're all human, right? This whole thing here is just for education from what I've got, and I'm just passing it along. But listen to what he says here about you are what you eat and drink. We've all heard that line. But listen to this. It said, try to avoid dehydrating foods and beverages like coffee, soda, caffeinated teas, sugary foods, and processed grains, right? Coffee also depletes the body of the happy molecule, serotonin, especially when taken on an empty stomach. Pause right there. I know I used to be an empty stomach coffee drinker. Anybody knows that worked for me back in the dealership days, you know I was doing Slim Jims, peanuts, and coffee. And then it was Monster Energy. I know that's why you should be excited, man. I used to eat at the gas station more than I ate anything else, right? I'm talking about the chicken strips, the whole nine. Man, let me take this clock off. But you know what I mean? I was there, so I understand any addiction that anybody's going through because you call it and I've had it. But the coffee thing, because I don't drink coffee like that. I don't do caffeine. I've told you water. I'm powered literally by water. We are 75% water, and literally 95% of the time, what's going in my body is going to be water, okay? And that's what increases the energy. Even if I've only slept 3 hours, water is what gives me energy. And I'm not telling you to sleep 3 hours and only drink water. Please don't take that way. So some of you are like, I can find every case why coffee is so great for me. Good for you. But what I want to ask you is, have you tried not doing coffee and double downing on water? If you have tried it and it was terrible for you, then just keep doing what you're doing. But this is for those people that are looking for a change in their energy and they hadn't seen it. That's what this is for. Okay? So I don't need the hate mail or the hate comments because I told you earlier, you could leave if you didn't need the extra energy. But this is what's helped me so much that I can sit here on a Saturday as I'm recording some of this content for hours and hours. I hadn't even eaten yet today, right? And it's because water fuels me. And watermelon juice too can do it as well. Here's this weight gain, because this came up as well. One of the people said, Durran, I'm struggling with weight gain. I'm always at the dealership. What can I do? You know, I'm not going to just give them the gain for me. Weight gain right here. It says, when the body's cells are depleted of water, they will then send out a signal alerting the mind of the body's need for water, which is often confused with hunger, right? And I've been there. I'm that dude that was at the dealership, like just eating all day long. Anybody with the vending machine leader, like you just keep eating, just throwing food in there, just eating and eating and eating. Like, what are we doing? And it's because the whole time we needed some H2O. We needed water. That's all we needed was water. So this message is to remind leaders that this week and every week, if you're watching this any other week and you're like, I need some energy, right? And the Monsters aren't doing it, the Red Bulls aren't doing it, all that other stuff. And there's nothing against any of those people. But what I'm saying is, if you've gotten away from something as simple as water and you want to be electric anywhere you go, you want your skin glow back, you want that you just want to be fired up all the time, I want to encourage you, try water. Once you get that stack, my next challenge to you is to try only whole foods. No processed, no frieds, no oils, just whole foods. All right? I only do plant foods, but I'm not here to talk about people why they should do vegan or anything like that. No, I only eat whole foods, no processed. And then pick a day or two a week where you enjoy something. You know what I mean? If you got to have some little fried process. Even The Rock has a cheat day, right? Shout out to him. But I hope you all received that. I know this video was a little different than most, but I thought it was so important because if something came up out in the field several times, whether from a leadership call or from actually going to dealerships and consulting and coaching, and one of the biggest things right now is health this summer. And some of us, you know, fellas, we want to get into the beach. You know, ladies, I know you're trying to get right. So it's a perfect topic right now. You know, we're at the dealership. You're working all these hours. How can you take care of yourself when you're working so much? Man, start with what you put into your body. Keep it electric. Hey, I thank you all so much. Can we play some music on the outro? Oh, I'll just do it when I edit it. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. This is Cage. We went double, right? So this was 5 minutes, but I thank you so much. Hey, if I can do anything for you, I'm here. Dr. Bobby, thank you so much for the book. Until next time, be well. Gratitude.